The European crisis continues, and this week more people have been told they're going to lose their jobs than any week since the 1930s. At this factory alone, 10,000 jobs are to go, and so grave is the problem that the Flemish Prime Minister has today postponed a trip to Tel Aviv to remain here to try and solve the issue.
The Germans, not the English one or the Spanish, they arrange it that everything will stay in Saint-Louis and Cologne. I'm 59 years old, but it's a disaster for not all these people here, also for the sub-suppliers, the people of the sub-suppliers. It's about more than, let's say, 8,000 till 10,000 people.
The jobs are going, the production of this plant is moved to Valencia, and the production of Valencia is moving to Germany. That's not normal, I think. We've got higher wages as Valencia. It's normal, maybe it's normal that our production is moving to Valencia because they're cheaper, but it's not normal that their production is going to Germany, which is even as high as our gauge. I can't understand this.
We are certainly facing at the moment in Europe the deepest crisis ever since the Second World War. There is no doubt about that. But the reasons why we are in this situation is all due to the financial crisis, which was not caused by workers, was not caused by trade unions 5 years ago, 2007, 2008, 2009. So this is in fact, indeed, now turning into probably the deepest crisis, economic crisis since the Second World War. We have to be aware that we are coming to a point where the crisis is so deep, and the decrease of the social welfare state, which is in fact typical for Europe and for the European countries, that this is going to be affected in such a way that we are losing our social model and our social security, which is part of the European reality. And then, you don't know in which directions people might go also politically.
Some people fear this may have parallels to the 1930s. This gentleman, who survived 4 concentration camps, has seen it all before and worries.
The crisis situation now is beginning, and the Second World War was because the crisis in Germany was bad. Now Hitler came, he makes propaganda. You know, the propaganda is very makes noises, and I find the people with them.
One Jewish community leader fears that in such a situation, it's too easy to use minority groups as scapegoats.
We live in an economic, very difficult situation. There is political instability all around the world. It's unclear where we're going. And the parallels with the 30s is that anti-Semitism takes, again, a certain phase. It is no longer the Christians who attack the Jews, it's the Muslims who attack the Jews in Europe. So the parallels are there, they are present, they're in the mind of every Jew living in Europe.
If the European crisis is not resolved, people will find somebody to blame for their problems. And if that happens, that'll be very bad news for the disabled, the dispossessed, or people who are just different. Colin Stevens, JN1 in Brussels.